hold you down, babe, you supposed to drown. You ain't never fuck with no boss, bitch, I turned you out. You won't catch me in no shark boots, I burnt them out. Bitch, you gotta wait till their birthday to go out of town. Brokey, yeah, I talk a lot of shit.
So right away, we have an attack, a female-female intersexual attack on a reproductively relevant variable, access to resources. She's saying, I can travel whenever I like because I have ample resources, but other ladies, they have to wait until special occasions in order to travel because they don't have the same amount of resources as me. This is part of the reason that I like rap music, is that you can really hear examples, evolutionary examples, of intersexual competition on reproductively relevant variables, such as access to desirable mates, mate value, access to resources in this case, status, formidability. Let's hear what Latto has to say about these topics.
Like who you think you is, nigga, not your bitch. Brokey, nigga, not your hoe. No. Think he got one up on me, whole tiny shit like 3-0, twin. Bitch, I be going in. Bitches clearly want my life and it's so evident. Cook, clean, and fuck them right. I'm so heaven sent. What I look.
This is a lot of rap music. It's just saying, I have traits that the opposite sex desires. I conform to the opposite sex's mate preferences. And this is something that we see women rappers do a lot. They say, I conform to male mate preferences. Aren't you jealous? And that's what she's doing here. She's saying, I do this, I do that, I do this. And those are things that men like. And so I'm very desirable. And you'll hear this in men's rap a lot. I actually think it's one of those things that once you hear it once, you kind of can't stop hearing it. But a lot of rap music is just saying, I conform to the opposite sex's mate preferences.
Would I look like asking him about another bitch?
And that's kind of ironic. She's trying to imply that she's above intersexual competition. I'm not going to ask him about other women.
Might tell you once, won't tell you twice. If post shit up, we be alright. See, I gon' tweet and I'm gon' fight facts.
And now she's signaling formidability. Again, it's interesting. A lot of women's rap music imitates traditional male intersexual competition over resources and formidability. But, you know, we see women do this as well. It's kind of funny. She's saying, you're going to tweet, you're all talk, but I'm actually going to fight. I'm quite formidable.
Yeah, these hoes sweet as apple pie. Ain't got no car, so hoes they ride. But bro say y'all can't even do that. What? Why? How? When? Where? Just let me know how you want to play it. Bitch, you know I'm there. If it was smoke, then I would say it. Bitch, I'm crystal clear. Left my pennies at his mansion like a souvenir.
And here she's saying, I date men who have tons of access to resources. They live in mansions. And so I must be quite high mate value because I'm dating men who have strong cues to male mate value, such as having a mansion.
When a real one holds you down, babe, you supposed to drown. You ain't never fuck with no boss, bitch, I turned you out. You won't catch me in no shark boots, I burnt them out. Bitch, you gotta wait till their birthday to go out of town. Brokey, yeah, I talk a lot of shit. He like who you think you is, nigga, not your bitch. Brokey, nigga, not your hoe. No. Think he got one up on me, whole tiny shit like 3-0, twin. Missus can't be fucked with, hoes ain't talking about nothing. Every time I look up, I'm the topic of discussion.
So people attend to people with high status quite a bit. We talk about them more. And so she's saying people talk about me, implying I'm high status. Again, it's all about reproductively relevant variables, such as status, such as mate value, such as access to resources, things that help you survive and reproduce. Humans evolved, and so we're very sensitive to cues that someone is more or less likely to survive and reproduce well. And she's basically signaling, I have a lot of these cues.
I'm in a fast cool.
And that's a lot
you
of rap
in a
music.
bad mood. Funky bitch, you left your pussy in the bathroom. Ew. You gon' meet them halfway. I'm gon' meet them at the bank. I'm the type to make them wait. You the type to give it up. It's hard for me to give a
It's funny. This is as if an evolutionary psychologist wrote it as an example of female-female intersexual verbal competition. She's saying, first, I'm going to meet him at the bank. You're going to meet him halfway. So males invest lots of resources in me. So men tend to invest more resources as they're more committed. And so she's saying, men invest in me. They don't really invest in you. You have to split the bill. They meet me at the bank. And then she's saying, you're the type to give it up. I'm the type to make him wait. And this might be surprising, but this is something that we see in research, that women actually engage in more, let's call it slut shaming, than men, right? They're more punitive towards sexually accessible women. For example, there was one experiment, and this is seen in the wild as well, but there was one experiment where they took people into the lab and they had them play an ultimatum game with female partners whose photos varied in terms of their cues to sexual accessibility. And women, but not men, they were more punitive towards women who were more sexually accessible. And this is something we see in women's gossip as well, and in women's insults, that it tends to focus on promiscuity. There's a few reasons for this. One is that promiscuity isn't something that you can easily disprove, so it makes for a really good insult. So if a man says to another man, you can't fight, and that's not true, well, that can be disproven. But if a woman says to another woman, you're the type to give it up, as Latto says, there's really nothing she can do to unring that bell. I mean, you can't, there's no way you can prove that you're actually not promiscuous if people say you are. So it's a great insult for that reason. It's hard to defend against, hard to counter. And it's also good because, at least in a Western context, this varies with ecology, but men are quite sensitive about chastity. And so it's a cue to mate value to not be promiscuous, let's say, or to be less sexually accessible. It's a cue to mate value, at least in our context. And so she's basically saying, I'm not sexually accessible, you are. I'm high mate value, you're not. So that's a long way of saying that this insult by Latto actually gives us some insight into traditional evolutionary views of what female-female verbal intersexual competition should theoretically look like. But let's let her continue.
You gon' let him plead his case. A bitch like me can't go for nothing. Huh? Know what's in my cup. When I leave the club, consider that nigga fuck. When you mention me, don't forget rich and fuck. Pussy squeaky clean, but I got junk up in the trunk. When a real one holds you down, babe, you supposed to drown. You ain't never fuck with no boss, bitch.
And then again, we heard some, I have cues to male mate preferences, essentially. I conformed male mate preferences. It's funny, I went to a Latto concert. I actually am a fan of Latto. I like her music. I went to a Latto concert with my little sister, and one of Latto's entourage, we were quite far up, and one of Latto's entourage came out, and they're like, hey, do you want to meet Latto and come on stage? I'm like, yeah, absolutely. That sounds awesome. Can my sister come? And they're like, hey, they're kind of weirded out by that. I'm like, wait, what is this for? And he's like, well, we're looking for someone to come on stage and get a lap dance. So apparently that wasn't, communicated to me well on the first run. And I was like, well, that's to be clear, I have a girlfriend. I didn't say that, but that's what's happening in my head. I'm like, I do not want to do that. And then also, I really wouldn't be. I'm really too dorky to be. They want someone who's going to be entertaining. I'm too dorky to be entertaining in that context. So it really was. Even if I was single, I probably wouldn't be the sort of person to want to go on stage to get a lap dance. But yeah, no. So that's an interesting fun fact. I am a Latto fan. I did enjoy the concert, but I did have to turn down the lap dance. But we'll continue.
You won't catch me in no shark boots, I burnt them out. Bitch, you gotta wait till their birthday to go out of town. Brokey. Yeah, I talk a lot of shit. He like who you think you is. Nigga, not your bitch. Brokey. Nigga, not your hoe. No. Think he got one up on me, whole tiny shit like 3-0 twin. Brokey.
All right, and I think that's the end of the song. But thank you all for listening. This was certainly a bit of an out of left field way to talk about female-female intersexual competition, but I think rap music is a great thing to listen to and learn about these concepts because it's these themes are so common. But until next time, thanks for listening.